This episode brought to you by the following patrons: Min, Jason, Madeline, Laura, Jeremy with the laser eyes, Allie, Kristen, and Tia. And all the patrons want you to know you're loved, you're listened to, and you're a valuable member of this awesome Horror Virgin community. And if you want to hang out with us, do so in the Facebook group, subreddit, or Discord server, where we'll be talking about Is Chimps Human Daily?
So right as they were about to leave the ship, Red gets pulled aside by security, and you're like, oh my God, is Red in cruise jail? And the rest of them just left to catch their flights. So yeah, so last week was Bro Cruise, now it's Operation Wedding Dress. And it's like my favorite mini TV shows that just happen in like 140 characters at a time. And I'm obsessed with that.
Welcome back to Paige Explains Threads to an Old Man.
So easy, a monkey could do it.
Aw, too soon, Paige!
Boom,
Too soon!
Thank you for tuning into Horror Virgin. I'm Paige.
And I'm your monkey, Todd, which means I don't like scary movies, but you guys make me watch them. And this week, Paige made us watch Primate.
It was actually Mikey. Mikey made you watch this and was supposed to be here but could not make it work schedule-wise, but did pick the movie, so that was kind of fun.
I do feel like it was a bit of a dick move for him to pick a movie and then just like, nah, I don't even want to record.
Nah.
Sorry, I'm out. Yeah, I'm good. I don't want to do it. I can't make the time.
To be clear, he really did want to do it and just could not because of work.
That's what he said, yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe him, but Paige,
Yes.
this has to have been the first time you saw it. It just came out in January,
It just came out,
Yeah.
yes. This was the first time.
Same.
It was not the first time I've seen something bad befall people who tried to own a chimp, though. Like,
Yeah, the last one I watched about that was a documentary, though.
Yeah.
Although some of the stuff that happened in that movie happened in this movie.
Yeah, which, considering the amount of stuff that happened in that movie and this movie, I was like, so you're aware. You're aware of the of the pitfalls of owning a chimp.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this movie takes place in a world where, you know, this guy has a house on the edge of a cliff. Like, I don't know. Maybe like primates are like super chill in this universe. I mean, except for this specific one.
I mean, definitely not. This, I don't think I've Googled more things during a movie ever than with this movie.
Okay, hang on. What was your most embarrassing Google during this?
I don't think any of my Googles were embarrassing.
Well, okay.
What was your most embarrassing Google, Todd?
Paige, I can give you two great examples of embarrassing Googles that I did during this movie. The first one, is staring at water a symptom of rabies?
It is, yes.
Yes.
But I actually knew that.
Yeah, because you're smart or whatever. I didn't because I'm not. Deal with it.
Sure.
And the other one is far more embarrassing, and it
Okay.
involved a little bit of a brain typo, which is what that's what I call like stupid things I do.
Sure.
I typed into Google. I was also like watching the movie, guys. Keep that in mind when I say what I
Yeah, of course.
I typed into Google, is monkeys human? I was trying to like figure out what percentage, like you know how they say like chromosome wise we're like super close to monkeys, and I just didn't get all the way there. Is monkeys human, Paige? That's what I wrote into Google. And when you said that you Googled a bunch, I was like, for sure she had some Googles that were less than intelligent, and no, it was just me apparently.
Is monkeys human?
Paige, I still don't know the answer.
What's its mission? I Googled a couple things. One, is it legal to own chimps in Hawaii?
I did Google that. I was not embarrassed by it, so I understand why you omitted that.
Not embarrassed. I did find out that if you are a research facility or a zoo or a nature preserve, yes, but if you're an individual, no, which means the dad in this movie is going to prison.
Yeah, and should go to prison. He almost got his entire family killed.
100% that man should go to prison. The blood of multiple people is on his hands.
100%.
Secondly, I Googled, can chimps swim? Because I was like, I know monkeys can swim. I have seen monkeys swim with my eyes at like the zoo and stuff. I know monkeys can swim. Most primates can swim, right? And it turns out because chimps have really dense muscles, that's part of why they're so fucking strong. They're way fucking stronger than us. That's why they rip faces and dicks like all the time, right? So like, because chimps are so strong, their muscles are so dense, they're actually too heavy for their body size to swim. I didn't realize that. I was like, that's fucking wild.
Honestly, I would assume that looking at Michael Phelps, but like the dude he's still buoyant.
He's still buoyant, right?
Yeah.
But apparently buoyancy is a problem for chimps. So they can move through shallow, water, but they avoid deep water and they really struggle to effectively swim. I did not know that. I also didn't realize that chimps could lock a car when they were done murdering somebody in it.
Or unlock it. Like he just knew. The monkey, Ben just like knew how to like get up in that car, which was, I mean, narratively cool, like.
I mean.
But I get it. Like, I get why they did it, but like, I didn't believe it for a second. I mean, but like, there's a bunch of stuff in this where I'm like, well, that's not what would happen.
Oh, right.
Like when he climbs out over the pool on the like string lights, like those lights can barely support the little baskets that are like hanging over the lights. Like you wouldn't support a whole ass monkey and then his weight and the girl's weight whose hair he pulls.
Right.
Yeah. But like, did I care about that? In the moment, not really.
No. I mean, I cared about that. There are many points in this movie where people make decisions that no human would make. I don't care how smooth your brain is. No human would make that decision.
Yeah.
And it's fucking bonkers. And we'll talk about it as we go.
Yeah, is it Kevin? No, it's Nick. Nick makes two terrible decisions and the last one kills him.
Yeah.
And like, I wrote that in my notes. I was like, oh, Nick's about to die. And then he didn't. And then I wrote, oh, Nick's about to die again. And he did.
Right. For me, it was Brad and Drew are probably the worst offenders. But there's also multiple points at which people realize the monkey is close but far enough away that they can get away, and they do not run. They just stare at the ceiling, and it's impossible.
They're monkey shined or whatever. Like they can't move. They're like so frozen in scaredness.
The other thing to think about too, this chimp, though small, compact, easily probably weighs like 100 pounds, give or take. Like it weighs almost as much as most of the humans. In fact, probably more than some of the humans. So like, they don't take that into account at all. So with like the lights and stuff, those would have absolutely crashed.
Yeah.
The other thing too, this movie does not do a great job of establishing our single location. We are in one place the whole time.
Unless we're on the plane at the very beginning. Yeah,
right?
Literally, it's the same house. Yeah.
It's the same house. We don't get great establishing shots to understand where anything is. And so oftentimes you'll find yourself just kind of looking at the shot being like, where's the monkey? But also like, where am I? And so I don't really know how scared I should be because I don't know how close I am to the monkey, right?
Yeah.
But things like the lights were, for me, one of the most egregious ones where they run into the pool. We know there's a pool. We've seen the pool. Did you ever see those lights above the pool before that scene or after that scene? No, you fucking didn't.
Probably not. I don't know.
They're not fucking there.
Yeah. I mean, when they were used, I was like, that's not how that would happen.
Right.
But like, I wasn't like that. That was like my upper thinking brain. In the moment, I was like, oh my God. Because this movie did scare me, guys. It got me.
I was too busy being like, what? Because I would imagine from watching chimp documentaries, and the only reason I feel like I know so much about rabies is it is a key fear. This movie could have been very scary. Paige, very scared of rabies. Paige read too many American Girl books growing up and knows how it like decimated pioneers and shit. So like Paige afraid of rabies. Also, they set up an element of this story that could have been genuinely terrifying. What is that movie? Is it Hush? Where she can't hear.
She's deaf.
People. Yeah, she can't hear the people in the house, right? So they set up a character like that. And I'm like, you have an animal that is moving and communicating with sound, right? So you have the ability with this character, because everyone else signs, to be able to sign and maneuver around this monkey. You don't use it at all. You also barely use the idea that he can't hear the monkey coming, and that's fucking terrifying. You don't even use it. The one point at which you could, the monkey's attacking somebody else. Like, it is wasted on this movie.
Well, yeah, because the guy who has that impairment, like, he is gone
Isn't
most
there
of the movie.
For most of the movie, right?
Although I do have a question. Like, even if you're deaf, how long would it take you to stumble upon one of the 5 dead children in your house? But I mean, and I'll say this: he is a rich man. Like, he has a big house.
It's
so,
a big house.
I can kind of see it. Like, but if it was my house, I'd hit a kid within 20 seconds. Like, it'd be so fast. There's just not that much room.
It is a big house, but I have no idea what's upstairs versus downstairs. So I don't know where things are in the house. Like, I have watched this entire movie and I still am like, so how do they get to the pool? Like, I don't fully understand. So I'm like, okay, I think you have to run across the lanai and then the stairs. And because of that, I can't really contextualize like where people are versus where the monkey is. And so it's kind of a mess of trying to figure out where people are. There's the whole like nobody running or making human decisions, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then the thing that got me is early in the movie, Nick, who is absolutely dumb because he knows this monkey, has grown up with this monkey. One would assume if you have grown up with a monkey that you would have some sense of monkey handling.
You would at least know what this chimp is capable of.
Know what it's capable of and know things not to do. And so like Nick at one point, and we'll talk about it when we get to it, he's scared. He like moves in the chimp's environment without the chimp knowing, which is like a huge no-no. Like if they can't see you, don't. Like I know that, and I've never had a chimp, right? I'm basing most of that on that John Mulaney chimp judge sketch where he, talks about like you wore a different hat and now you were evil.
Yeah.
But like he asks, don't you have, or I guess it's Hannah, but in that same scene, that's like, don't you have a gun or something? And they're like, why would he's our pet. And I'm like, why would you own and house a wild animal that they have a full ass enclosure for and not have tranq guns?
Right.
Why?
Yeah, it wouldn't even have to be like a gun. It could be like a tranquilizer gun.
Yes.
To knock that thing that can kill you out.
Or even just a syringe, something. Like, what do you mean you don't have tranquilizers in the house? And I think this goes back to it's not legal for them to have Ben. So, but they have vets who work with Ben, who know they have Ben.
I don't think this movie knows it's illegal for them to have Ben. Like, truly, I don't. Because they have a vet that comes by and does night visits.
Right, which, here's the thing, if you have large animals like, let's say, horses or something like that, you probably have a large animal vet on call, and they probably work different hours. I'm sure that exists. I'm sure for even the, like, let's say, rescue agencies that might have a chimp that exists, like an exotic animal vet.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem weird to me.
An exotic animal vet, listeners, if you don't know, is a regular animal vet from France.
Ooh.
He's exotic.
In high heels. But I can't imagine someone living with and having a wild animal in their home and not having safety precautions and tranquilizers. That's insane to me.
Yeah, it's called being an irresponsible pet owner, and there are tons of us out there.
I know, and I will never financially recover from this.
Well, they won't.
They won't.
Because he's going to get sued into a much smaller pool.
That man is going to prison, capital P, prison.
Yeah.
Manslaughter at minimum.
At the end of the movie, when they're paying off the... I'm always gone. Yeah, well, we're used to it. And his daughter going, well, you're here now or whatever. And then him smiling, I was like, don't smile. There are 5 dead children in your house that you are ultimately, like, you're going to jail, buddy. Like, you're going to be gone a lot in the very near future because of your bad decisions.
And not only that, like, I mean, I dislike most of the characters in this movie. Spoiler, I'm rooting for the monkey the whole time.
How could you not?
How could you not? He's a hero. I can't believe they killed him. Most of the young characters, with the exception of Luce and her sister Erin, are so unlikable.
I know, right?
That you're like, get him! Like, it's so nuts.
Yeah, at first when they get in the pool and like Nick takes off his shirt and tourniquets Erin's leg, I was like, oh, is this just like Ben like saw Hannah and Nick kiss and like figured out the best way to get them all to do something else, to not make out anymore, and to get Ben to take his shirt off? Because
for that.
Like, say what you will about his methods, but it worked.
Can we talk about this for a second? Because I could not fucking believe this. All right, this is Lucy and Erin's house.
Yeah.
Kate is Lucy's best friend, has been for a long time. They clearly met up wherever they're going to college and are now flying home for the summer to their house in Hawaii. Kate also lives in Hawaii, just not at this house, but somewhere nearby.
Yeah, they were like childhood friends that went to the same school, more or less.
Now, Kate has a brother, Nick, who we haven't met yet at the beginning of the movie. Lucy clearly has feelings for Nick, everyone knows this.
I don't think Nick knows that.
I think Nick knows that, and I will demonstrate my case in a moment.
Okay.
Welcome to my fucking TED Talk.
I don't think he says it. And I did wonder, like, did Hannah know that Lucy was into Nick before she kissed him?
Yes, she did.
That's real shitty.
I will present my findings.
No, lay it out. I want to hear it.
Okay, so Kate invites Hannah to stay with her at Kate's house for the summer without telling Lucy.
Wait, for the whole summer? I thought she was just
Yes!
like, stay at my place,
No!
but we're going to stay at Hannah's house the first night. Or not Hannah's house, Lucy's house.
Lucy.
Yeah.
She does not even ask to stay at Lucy's house.
Wild.
They go to drop Lucy off and then they just don't leave. So, like, they land, they get to the house. Nick is waiting for them at the airport.
Yeah.
To drive them, ostensibly to drop Lucy off and then drive everyone else to Kate's house, right? He didn't even know Hannah was coming. Hannah is a mystery. But they get to Lucy's house and then they're all hanging out because Lucy has a dope pool and they did not tell anybody. I guess Kate and Nick already knew. They didn't tell Hannah, hey, a chimp lives here.
I got to be honest with you. If a chimp lives there, I don't stay there. And I
Thank
understand that,
you!
like, a chimp most of the time is probably pretty cool. I would love to see it.
I'll come hang out with your chimp. I'm not staying there.
I'm not even going to hang out with a chimp. I've seen too many, like, bad chimp
That's true. That's true.
Netflix documentaries. Like, I can't do it. I'm not against, like, going to see one at a zoo from a safe distance.
I know.
But, like, yeah, I'm not going to hang out with one.
There are two chimps inside me. One chimp believes that no one should own exotic animals because they are wild animals and therefore unpredictable, and it's unfair of you to expect them to be anything than what they are. And the other part of me wants to hug a chimp so bad. And I know it's bad. And I know if they're hugging you, something has gone very bad in their life and it's not good. But that chimp does still live inside me. But anyway, so they get to Lucy's house.
Yeah.
They're all hanging out. And Lucy's dad is like, oh, hey, Nick, how's Alex, who's his girlfriend?
Right. And he says we broke up. Yeah, I do remember that.
We broke up. And Lucy's dad goes, he turns to Luce and is like, to clarify. And Lucy's like, yes, they broke up. And then he turns and says to Nick, he's like, oh, you broke up. And Nick is like, yeah, shrug. To which at this point, I'm like, Nick kind of knows. He suspects at least.
I don't know that. I mean, as someone who is real dumb about that kind of stuff, I'm not sure I would have known.
For me, my sense was that Nick at least understands that Luce feels some sort of way about him and is kind of willing to tolerate it to use her cool house. And then Hannah later, literally like one scene later, Hannah is like literally all over Nick. We see that Luce doesn't like it. And then Hannah says to Lucy in front of Nick, hey, it seems like you're here trying to impress Nick. Like, so Hannah's like picking her about it. So Hannah definitely knows.
That is true.
Right?
Yeah, so Hannah's at least a dick because, like,
yeah. And she says it in front of Nick. And so I'm like, everyone knows and is still an asshole because later Nick is like, I saw all that. I know. And even Hannah is like, you know, do you think she cares or whatever? They don't care. They make out. And so at this point, I'm like, so literally, you know she has a crush on you. You've invaded her house. You invited people she doesn't like or know very well to stay with her at her house where a chimp lives. You didn't tell anybody about the fucking chimp. And everyone's just okay with it, where they're like, we're just going to use Lucy's house to party while her dad's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all your friends are assholes.
That's exactly what it is. And it seems like her dad's just going to be gone a few hours.
Right.
Because he's at like a book signing in town.
It says he's going to be gone for 2 days, but he does drive back because it implies he's there for a book signing and then he has meetings the next day. So he's going to like stay overnight and whatever.
Right.
But he ditches the meetings and drives home because she doesn't answer her phone. But then, so like the only person I don't have a ton of blame, and I still have some blame on, is Kate. Because all Kate did was invite Hannah. But Hannah and Nick are fucking assholes.
But yeah, I don't think Kate did anything wrong other than fall down a set of stairs. But I'm not sure that was her fault. There was an owl.
Yeah, there was an owl.
I did think it was sweet that they played reverse sharks and minnows with with Benji before.
Right.
Like before they had to kill him, I thought that was kind of sweet. I was like, yeah, because he can't swim, so they have to play reverse sharks.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I did think it was wild that he could unlock a car with the remote.
Oh my God.
But he couldn't find the drain pool flip. Like the switch to drain the pool.
The switch to drain the pool.
Yeah.
Not only that, he unlocks the trunk of a car, which is a different button, and then climbs in through the trunk to kill her.
Yeah.
And then closes the trunk, so he has like a private killing suite. And the fact that he could differentiate between the two sets of keys, I mean, there's so, at a certain point, like early in the movie, we see that this is a very intelligent chimp. It's a chimp that's lived with humans and stuff, but like,
Yeah.
he gets progressively more, like at one point he's murdering someone with a shovel and you're like, that's basically just a person at this point.
This brings me to my question, Paige. Is chimps human?
Is chimps human?
Yeah. It's very embarrassing.
Anyway, I know there was a lot of rambling thoughts. Did you have anything you wanted to add, Todd?
Oh, no, I honestly agree with most of what you said. Like, I thought it was a very scary movie. Not the scariest. I thought the cold open was dope as shit from like a...
Great cold open.
Damn, that's a great effective cold open. It did scare the shit out of me when I was like, oh my God. Is he trying to go undercover as a vet to find out where they keep the bananas?
Oh my
Is it like
God.
a face-off situation where we're going to get this monkey wearing a human face trying to find the bananas? And then we have the vet trying to chase down the monkey but looking like he has a monkey face on? Because I would watch that movie.
I would watch...
Call Nick Cage immediately.
I would watch that movie. I would also watch a vibe like Thanksgiving where he puts the vet's face on. He's like, I don't know. I haven't seen the monkey.
100%. And no one recognizes that he's just a monkey with a human face on it? Yeah.
No one recognizes that he's the monkey.
That movie was so brave. But Paige, maybe we should go through this movie scene by scene.
Let's do it. We open on a title card that says the first case of hydrophobia was recorded in... That can't be right.
It is 3200 BC.
That's what it is. I forgot to type the BC, and my screen just says 2300, and I was like,
hell yeah. The first case of hydrophobia was recorded in the future. We will take you to that night now. And Paige, the whole movie was like, man, I guess like the creators of this don't think we really make much technological progress in the next like 200 years-ish. Except for how strong our lights that we put above pools are.
That's
one big improvement. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, main improvement.
Yeah.
No, 3200 BC. Animals infected are literally driven crazy by the sight of water. If not treated within 48 hours, there is no cure. Hydrophobia is now more commonly referred to by the Latin word for madness, rabies.
Yeah.
Now, the hydrophobia part in humans presents pretty drastically, so that a lot of people who have rabies that progresses, eventually they kind of die of dehydration is a big one because they can't drink water. They don't want water, foaming at the mouth, lockjaw, whole nine. Terrifying.
Yeah.
And if you don't get treated within 48 hours, you're just fucking dead. So like back in the day before we had a rabies vaccine, if you caught it, if you got bit by anything, they just shot you because the alternative was worse. Like it was better to just be shot.
Well, now I'm terrified to own a mongoose.
I mean, I would, again, don't own exotic pets unless you're planning on bringing it on a plane to Hawaii that might be full of snakes.
I was going to say, like, they were the heroes that we wanted in a movie a few times ago. And I was planning on getting 3 of them and naming one Ricky, one Tiki, and one Tabby. Yeah.
Mongooses don't always have rabies. There are some animals that are resistant to rabies, like possums. And that's kind of interesting.
And they can hang on their tails.
They can.
Are they the perfect monkey? Because they hang on their tails and they can't get rabies?
I mean, I'm going to double check this before you go out and hug one. Hold on.
Do me a favor. Type into Google, is possums monkey?
Okay, hold on. Give me just a second. Yeah, but if you're wondering, possums rarely transmit rabies because their body temperature is too low, so the virus can't survive and replicate.
Amazing. Okay.
Is possums
Don't actually type it in. They're going to be like, stop listening to your friend Todd.
They're a marsupial, I think. No, possums are not monkeys. They are marsupials. There you go.
So they're from Mars?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Space monkeys.
Nice.
Anyway, we get to the cold open. There's a cage in the jungle, and there is a vet clearly coming to treat the chimp in the cage, and the chimp is not doing well, and I feel very bad. Again, Team Ben, this entire movie.
Yeah, you kind of feel bad for Ben because he's sick or whatever. For a second, I was like, oh, damn, is this going to be like Good Boy, that dog movie we did? And then I realized very quickly in this cold open it was not going to be like that.
I talked somebody into watching that movie just a week ago where I was
Yeah.
like, they met the assignment. Anyway.
Yeah, they really did with that movie. Yeah.
But he's got a syringe and he's like, hey, we're going to get you feeling better. He's got a syringe of antibiotics. Now, what they don't realize in this moment, because they do find later in the movie, we will find out this is like a flash forward, essentially.
Yeah, because we flash back 36 hours from here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They do find a mongoose in the cage, and we don't know how long the mongoose has been there. Clearly, it has been there too long already.
Yeah.
And he has had this wound too long already.
Yeah.
So by the time this doctor is coming to give him an injection of something that will not help, he is already showing signs of rabies. Just like Meredith in that one episode from The Office, which is like, aside from like old-timey pioneer rabies, my only other rabies touchstone is the 5K run for a cure for rabies. Anyway, so he goes to reach in and he's got like a teddy bear. He's going to try and inject him, and the hand reaches out, but then it pulls him in and rips his damn face off.
Yeah, like graphically. Like you see all of it. Like there's so much like gore body horror in this movie.
The gore is done really well in this movie. The body horror is great.
I hated it, but only because it's really good. Like it's really effective.
I also hated it because chimps in particular are known for ripping off two things: faces and jaws, and dicks. Not a single dick gets ripped in this movie.
Has that happened in real life?
Yep.
Asking for a dick?
Oh yeah, chimp.
Why are you Googling?
Rips.
Are you Googling is chimp's dick?
No, off dick. Yes. So in 2023, chimps tore off a man's face and genitals.
Oh God.
And then basically they kind of went rogue at like, this is at like an animal park, and then they, ran off.
Great.
Tore off his face, fingers, buttocks, and testicles. He lost an eye, a nose, and some of his lips.
Not his life? Like, did he survive?
He survived, at least for a little while.
Wow. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he made it all the way through and they found his dick and put it back on.
Yeah.
But that's terrible. Listen, that's so scary.
There's like a reason for it too. I mean, because they are physiologically so much like us, when they get into fights with each other, those are also the things that they go for. And I think it's because they know that it stops you in your tracks, essentially. It's like, that stops the fight. Like face and dicks. You're done.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they do it. But that is a thing that happens. If you get attacked by a monkey, they're going to go for your face, and they're probably going to go for your genitals.
Well, good luck. Never mind.
Good luck finding your face. I know.
That's
behind those bangs, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's the curtain of safety right there. Anyway.
I did write in my notes with the vet there. I was like, Benji doesn't need a doctor, but you're going to need a priest. Because you can tell immediately. Like,
yeah, he's going to kill
you. It's
you.
a creepy vibe immediately. Like, the vet's going to die. I didn't think it was going to be like as graphic as it was, but I knew he was going to die. And then it's just like face rip, credits. I was like, damn, that's a solid cold open.
Solid cold
Even though I
open.
hated it, like I respect it.
Yeah, for sure. We then cut to an airplane where our main character, Lucy, is getting on a plane with the teddy bear that we just saw in the enclosure. So now we know we're dealing with somehow the monkey is related to this.
Well, yeah, and we've flashed back, right? Because it hasn't gotten the monkey, or it hasn't gotten the teddy bear yet.
Right. This is also where she's on FaceTime with her sister, and we confirm that Dad's not going to be there necessarily for very long when she gets home, that he's going to go away for his thing. She sits down next to her friend on the plane, and then they see another friend coming down the aisle, and she's like flirting with the guy sitting in front of them.
Yeah.
The fact that the movie thought we would remember anything about these two guys in front of them later in the movie was crazy to me.
Oh, I don't think we needed to know anything about them.
Don't.
I mean, just that they exist, they exchange phone numbers, and they will be a body to count in this movie.
Right.
But I
100%.
didn't, like when one of them was yelling for Drew, which I remember.
Which one is Drew?
I had no idea. And it's so dark, honestly, I have no idea.
I have no idea.
But like none of that matters.
I did figure out who was Drew and who was Brad, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I think it's wild to give characters with so little backstory and so little information, as much screen time as they give them, especially as they make decisions no human would make. But we'll talk about it when we get there.
Oh, you mean the one that pretty much thinks he's acting out a scene that happens twice in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but instead of Tim Curry, he's doing it with the monkey?
Yeah, basically.
Like when the guy's in the bed and he's like...
with the red light.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening? Like, get out of there, bro. Like,
I mean, that's like the last bad choice he makes. He makes like 14 others leading up to it.
Yeah,
but
true.
So they do get those guys' numbers, and Hannah comes and sits by them, but insists on sitting between Luce and Kate. Kind of doing that like, oh, I'm your new friend from college, so I'm going to sit here. And this is where we find out that Hannah is staying with Kate for the summer.
Yeah.
And she did not tell Lucy about that. But they land, they meet up with Nick, and she's like, yeah, my dad's going to be gone for a couple days doing a book signing. And they're like, so we're going to your house to party. And she doesn't say yes. She's just like, and then they all show up there.
Yeah.
We cut to her dad on a Zoom call with his agent, and he's like, we really need this deal. We do find out that her mom died. I would assume the book is about talking to monkeys.
I would assume so too. And this is just the monkey that was from the book.
Yeah.
And the mom died, and they were like, well, we can't get rid of the monkey, I guess.
Well, okay.
Because there's the relationship with the mom.
Let's talk about it, because they're about to, in a scene or two from now, introduce Hannah to this.
Yeah.
And essentially, the mom was what is like a scientist studying speech patterns and language. She's a linguistics scientist.
Right.
She, at some point, just brought Ben home. My guess is illegally. Who knows, right?
I mean, if it is illegal to own one, yes, that would be illegal. Although I don't think the movie knows that. Like, I really don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't play it like it knows that at all.
Right. And it does introduce like a speech pad. I don't know if you've seen these where you have somebody who's in like, speech language pathology therapy for someone who maybe communicates non-verbally and are trying to build up their vocabulary, where they have like a pad of words that you can kind of press.
Yeah.
Right? They have one of those for Ben to kind of communicate with them via that pad.
Yeah, we've all seen Congo, Paige. We understand Amy's sad.
Exactly.
We understand Amy's
I was
sad.
like, this needs to be a power glove if you're going to do it.
It was a power glove in that movie. You're right. Yeah.
Right.
But this is more like a real one you'd see for that kind of therapy. Or honestly, like what her mom was doing with the monkey, I thought. Like
I would assume that's why they have it, right?
Yeah.
But they literally only use it to be like, Nick dead, Lucy bad, Lucy bad.
And when the cops pick it up and they were like, hey, what was the daughter's name? Was it Lucy? Yeah, I think it's Lucy, right?
Which picture do you think is Lucy?
They start doing Lucy bad. I was like, man, cops suck. Like, that is the meanest thing to do in this. Hey, we realized you almost died and like a bunch of your friends died, but like Amy bad, right?
Yeah.
Or Lucy bad, right? That's funny, right? No.
Lucy bitch. Why is bitch even on there? But it made me think of Congo every time, because it's always the monkey, with the exception of at one point Aaron uses it, but like the implication. Oh, and then her mom died of cancer, so then Ben continues to live with them and has the talk pad and everything.
But still, it's Lucy who's bad, not cancer who's bad, Paige.
Not cancer who's bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucy, malignant. Why is that word on there?
Because he likes that movie.
I mean, how could you not?
I know, right?
How could you not?
He's like, man, when that me grows out of that chick's back, it's awesome.
Yeah, so that's how, like, Chimp is there. They don't tell anybody that Ben is there. They roll up to the house and they just wait for Hannah to discover it. Like, we see Lucy go into her sister's room to say hi.
Yeah.
And they, working with the pad, and Ben is just like under the bed hanging out.
Yeah.
So Ben's just like loose in the house.
I mean, I've seen enough true crime documentaries that start out with an awesome, chill little kid monkey, like a little baby monkey or a chimp, and it's just like chilling in the house. The problem is teacup pigs don't exist, and they eventually become real-ass pigs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you can't get a teacup pig, because then it becomes breakfast at some point. Like, it gets too big, and you can't keep it.
Yes. Well, and it is a wild animal. It is not designed to live in your house. Like, it has instincts and needs and, impulses that are not designed to live in your fucking house.
No.
And you can't get mad at it. It's just an animal. Like, it took thousands of years for us to domesticate dogs and cats. And while I might argue that potentially raccoons and foxes are next and we should reevaluate, even though raccoons have the concept of revenge.
That only makes me want one more.
I know, right? They
Are you
got
kidding
hands.
me?
You could send them to do your bidding.
Exactly.
But like, though, even those are still wild animals, where it's like a chimp has not had the amount of time and social conditioning to live with humans the way that a pet does. Right?
Yes, 100%. Paige, yeah, I understand. And
I know.
all I can think about.
We're on board.
Yeah, no, I agree. But now all I can think about is what I would do with like 9 trained raccoons.
Tell me
I
about
would
it,
be
buddy.
the best cat burglar ever. I would be like the Moriarty of the raccoons. That's what we call them.
Raccoons.
The Moriarty of the raccoons. And they would just be breaking in and like using their little cute little hands to steal shit from me. And they already got the bandit masks, Paige. How are you going to tell which one's which?
They're so
It's
cute.
the perfect plan.
And we have a real raccoon kind of problem at our home.
I'm sorry, did you say raccoon?
Raccoons.
Yeah, raccoons. Yeah.
Raccoons. And there's a mom and 2 baby raccoons. And they're so cute.
I want those babies. Give me those babies.
I want they're
I'm gonna
so
train those.
cute.
I'm gonna train those babies to pick pockets. I'm gonna be.
Of course.
One of them's gonna be the Artful Dodger, and one's gonna be Oliver. It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome. And we kept seeing them climb up onto our roof. Now, sometimes we see possums with baby possums do the same thing or whatever.
Space monkeys.
Space monkeys, right? And so, but raccoons, it's mama raccoon, baby raccoons, and they would climb up onto our roof, and we would watch them like every night, like, oh, the cute raccoons. Should we put cat food out there? Like,
Yes.
we were
Yeah,
so into it.
Yeah.
And then we had those big storms in LA
Yeah.
where it was like way more rain than we're used to. So Jake went up to check the roof because we have like
And Mama Raccoon ripped his jaw out.
yeah, and gave it back to me as a present like a crow. No, Jake went up there to make sure our roof was okay. And he found what he described as like metric fuck tons of raccoon poop up there.
They turned your roof into a raccoon shithouse.
Yeah, it was just our roof was their toilet, and they were just climbing up there to take a shit and then climbing away. Thankfully, not on our solar panels, but like Jake had to get up there with a shovel.
What? That's amazing. I love that you were up there like, man, those raccoons climb up there every night and just look like they're thinking about everything, you know?
Yes.
Just like chilled out, looking like they're just thinking so hard. And what they were doing, Paige, was stinking.
Just shitting up there.
Yeah.
I thought for sure that they were just climbing up there to like chill or get to other trees or whatever. Nope. Toilet.
I mean, honestly,
Toilet.
I want a toilet with a view.
Me too, though, right?
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, I just pictured them sitting on top of our roof like workaholics.
Yeah.
Where they're just like
Yeah.
up there smoking J's, like, bitch, you got too many teeth in your mouth. Like, whatever. Anyway, they're all there. We've established that Alex and Nick broke up, so he's single, clearly loses feeling something about that. The dad is like, I'll be gone for a couple days, but hey, I found something in Ben's cage and he has like an arm sore. He got bit by a mongoose. So I'm going to lock him in the enclosure and the vet's going to come by later, but keep him in the enclosure while I'm gone.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, but don't worry about it. It'll be fine, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Which, like, I get that he didn't know that mongoose had rabies. And he is doing the responsible pet owner thing of calling a vet.
Well, and he's having it tested.
Yes, yeah, all of that. Yes. The dude still
Owns a
and
monkey.
operates a chimpanzee in a residence in Hawaii. And, like, that's a bad idea. I've seen enough true crime docs to know that.
He's never going to financially recover from this, Todd.
No, he is not. I don't care what book gets optioned by, quote, Hollywood.
Who knows? And he doesn't have a glittery jacket that says emergency on it. So he's not prepared at all.
No, he is not.
He doesn't have 3 husbands in matching pink shirts.
He might in jail.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, if it's consensual, I support all of their relationships. But
Yep.
anyway, so he leaves. The partying immediately starts. They're all drinking out on the lanai. And like Hannah is very clearly flirting with Nick. And it's now granted, they do like sleep there one night because Hannah gets up in the middle of the night.
I don't think it's Hannah. I think it's Kate. Because Kate gets sick during the night while they're like partying
That's the next
or whatever.
night.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're there for one night, and then the dad, I think, leaves the next morning, and they party the next day.
Okay.
But
yeah.
that first night that they're there, Nick and Hannah meet up while she's kind of up walking around. He gives her a joint. She goes to smoke it by the pool. And Ben is just out and about because they haven't discovered the mongoose yet. This is before they discover the mongoose. And Ben kind of snaps at her.
This is before the vet then, right?
This is before
because
the
the
vet.
vet hasn't happened yet in the timeline that we're watching from the flashback
Correct.
on. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But Ben kind of snaps at her, and the dad comes out with the whistle, and he's like, I'm sorry, Ben isn't great with strangers.
Yeah.
Which also I'm like, dude, it's a fucking chimp. You can't just have random people at your house when you have a fucking chimp. Like,
You can't just have random chimps at your house, or chimps Like,
fair.
the problem is the chimp.
The wildest chimps you know. Yes.
I also thought it was insane that at the end of this movie, he thought blowing a whistle would stop the monkey when it's like covered in blood. Like, no,
Right?
we're past the point of the gym coach being effective, sir. Put the whistle
Right.
down. What are you doing?
Blow the whistle. No, it does not work. So before he goes to bed, he puts Ben in the enclosure. This is when he finds the mongoose, and he's going to send it to the vet. The next morning,
Yeah.
he shows his daughters, hey, I found this dead mongoose. I'm going to have it tested for rabies, but keep Ben in the enclosure. The vet's going to be by later tonight.
That's what it is. Yeah.
It is too late already, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's already gone.
It's too late, baby, now. It's too late. 'Cause he's gonna start foaming mouths now. They leave. They party. And unbeknownst to them, the vet does come by.
Yeah. He doesn't announce himself to the people there.
No.
He just goes right to the monkey
Yeah.
enclosure, which is locked,
Yep.
unlocks it, so he has a key,
Right.
and then goes in there. So, like, that's why I think this movie doesn't realize you're not illegally allowed to have a chimpanzee
Right.
in Hawaii. Because, like, his monkey friend has a key to the enclosure.
Yeah. Hold on. Which states is legal for monkey?
I actually wonder if it's different for monkeys and chimpanzees. Because I think monkeys are less dangerous, but still dangerous, than chimpanzees.
Ooh, private monkey ownership is legal in roughly 13 to 30 states, depending on the type of monkey.
There you go.
And depending on whether the state requires permits or has no regulations at all. States with laws often include, North Carolina, Florida, Nevada, Ohio, Texas, Mississippi, Tennessee.
Wait, I can have a monkey?
You can have a monkey. Alabama, Indiana, Arkansas, Wyoming, North Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas.
Now, Paige, do I have to register my monkey with the state?
I'm glad you asked. In Tennessee, it does appear that you do have to register your monkey with the state. But if you want to have a monkey with no permits, you could move to North Carolina, Nevada, or Ohio.
Wow.
Nebraska and other states, much like Tennessee, require a captive wildlife permit after a facility inspection. Now, 21 of our other states ban pet primates, or others have partial bans or selective species restrictions, most allowing very, very small monkeys. There are like really tiny ones that you can get.
Like a capuchin.
Well, there's ones even smaller than capuchins, but like capuchin is really common
Isn't
in
that a
states that allow
coffee?
monkeys. I mean, cappuccinos, but capuchin monkeys, capuchins.
I honestly don't know what's correct.
Who knows?
I've always heard it capuchin, but I have no idea what's correct.
I don't speak their monkey language.
Me either.
But they're legal, but they're allegedly very mean and not very kind as pets. Now, even if a state allows it, your city or local county ordinances might still ban monkeys. Now, while legal in some places, the World Wildlife Fund highlight that pet monkeys can carry diseases and be challenging to care for, which is not fair to you or the monkey.
Yeah.
And it is illegal to import non-human primates into the U.S. for the pet trade. Human primates, totally fine.
I was going to say non-human
Is monkeys
primates
human?
makes me feel weird that law was written a long time ago.
Right.
Paige, so if I have to register my monkey with the state,
Correct.
I'm definitely, wait, okay. Is it like a concealed carry kind of situation, or can I open carry my monkey? Because like, I'm definitely getting a holster to put that monkey in so it can sit like on my hip.
So I think you may not be able to go out publicly with your monkey. So in Tennessee, they're not banned under state law, but owning them requires adhering to strict, complex, and sometimes changing regulations, including wildlife permits. So they usually have to stay. You can't own great apes, so you could not own a chimpanzee.
Can I own okay apes? Like, they're not great, but they're like okay.
Only fine. Or orangutans. Those are all considered dangerous wildlife.
Yeah, those are big ass, like,
Big ones.
animals. Like, yeah.
And they also divide them into class 1 and class 2 types of monkeys. So you have to check with the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, but I think you probably have to keep them in the enclosure the entire time.
I'm gonna be like this movie and just like I'll get one. It's fine. It'll be fine.
Apparently, there is a Facebook for a lady that owns a spider monkey, so capuchin, in Tennessee. They're not illegal, so you could own a capuchin.
I definitely don't want to, but
You shouldn't.
I guess if I have to, I'll get one.
Yeah. In California, I think no, you can't own monkeys as pets in California. All primate species are illegal to possess, import, or sell as pets. They're considered a threat to public safety, health, and native wildlife. Only zoos, research facilities, or professional trainers with specialized permits can legally keep them. There's been a total ban on primate ownership for years in California, like 20, 30 years. There you go. You didn't ask for this information, but you're getting it.
Fair. I mean, honestly, not a ton happens in the movie, so.
Yeah, we get a cool Charlie XCX needle drop. Love that.
Natalie was walking in the room while that was on, and she was like, "Oh, just listen to this song," and I was like, "Yeah, well,
I do love that song.
A monkey's about to kill a bunch of people," and she was like, "Oh, cool." And so she sat down.
Yeah. I think it's wild that they paid what it would cost to have that song in this movie and didn't pay for other things, but maybe that's just me.
I mean, like a second location, but I don't think it took away from the movie, man. The movie was scary as shit for me. But yeah, I mean, there are some hokey stuff in it, but like it was scary.
Anyway, while they're all partying, and at this point, like they're like, "So Nick, are you going back?" And he's like, "I think I might stay a while." And he's like chumming it up with Hannah. Lucy's really not liking it. They kind of peer pressure Lucy into calling the guys from the plane.
I think this is kind of a, like, well, you call the guys from the plane, Hannah, because she wants to set the guys up on the plane as possible, like, people for Hannah.
Right,
and
right.
not Nick.
Yes.
And I think Hannah clocks that and turns it back around. So, like, I think it's a little more malicious from Hannah's part.
Yeah.
Because she's like, no, you call him. I'm with Nick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, I think I'm seeing what you saw, Paige.
Yeah, right? Where you're like, thank goodness for this monkey. Anyway, she calls, and it seems like they call back, but it's actually Nick and Kate's mom.
Yeah.
Who's basically like, hey, be sure to feed the fish and whatever, because their mom's not going to be home. So she doesn't even know that they're not at the house.
But this whole, like, calling the guys to invite them over and then the mom calling, because the last thing she says to the guys is literally, come over to my place and fuck our brains out.
The
and
shit
then,
out of us, yeah.
like, address drops and then hangs up. Like, there's no way those guys are not coming over there immediately.
Which, thank you, because later in the movie when Hannah cannot remember the address that has been shouted at her twice, I could not believe that she couldn't remember it, because I was like, I'm just watching this movie and I remember that address.
Man, I didn't remember shit. I was like, man, I don't know the address either. And I do know they said it twice.
It's 1500 Kapalua Avenue.
There you go.
And like, I remembered it because it was a round number. But also, it's like, she shouts it here. She shouts it later when they're calling to try, those same guys to try and get help.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then literally moments after that, no, admittedly, she is in a high stress situation. She's just like,
Yeah.
Where are you? And she's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah. All I know is it's a primate number and a round number, Paige.
Is it it's not
No.
prime because it's round.
I know. It's a primate number, Paige.
Yes, yes, yes. They're great at math, just like they're great at unlocking cars.
This one strangely was.
And at murder.
Well, yeah, they're all good at that.
At a certain point where it's like hunting them through the house and it's like sitting up in the rafters and it's like, Lucy, bad. I'm like, no. No. Amy, mad. Amy, want gorilla. Yeah, it's full Congo at that point.
I laughed at that point too, because it is very Congo.
Sesame cakes.
I literally thought about that during this movie a few times.
Yes, that's if the dad had been played by Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Would have loved it.
Anyway, at this point, he and Hannah, like Lucy has gone to put Kate to bed because Kate is sick from drinking too much. And Nick and Hannah take this opportunity to make out and like basically start getting it on. And I was like, at Lucy's house even. I was like, y'all are dicks.
I thought it was a dick move from Hannah at least. I didn't know if Nick knew that Lucy was into him, but Hannah definitely knew.
I think there were clues.
Yeah, I mean,
I
you'd
think
have
there
to
were
be
clues.
dumb to miss it. And
Yeah.
I was a dumb kid. Like, I miss that shit all the time.
Nick may be that dumb.
Yeah, he does two really dumb things
He
here the
does
next 10
dumb
minutes.
things.
Yeah.
But he also does kind of malicious things. We'll talk about it in literally just a few minutes. So we cut to the enclosure and the vet arrives. So now we've placed our cold open in time at the end of Act 1.
Yeah.
We now know that the enclosure is open, Ben got rabies, and everyone's in danger. But Kate gets up to get a glass of water after she's been laying down after day drinking, and she sees the teddy bear on the table covered in blood, and then sees Ben on the table growling. Now, we have established that Kate is like a family friend, knows about Ben, has encountered Ben many times, and is like, hey, Ben, what's wrong? It's me, and Ben is not okay. So she closes the door.
Yeah.
Locking him into one portion of the house. Now, because we don't have a great establishing shot of the house, we don't know how close anyone else is to Ben. Is this truly locking Ben away? What's going on? But she calls Lucy to come down. Lucy comes down, and Kate is like, there's something wrong with Ben. And she's like, well, who opened the door to his enclosure? Why would he even be here? They see the teddy bear with blood on it.
Yeah.
She opens the door to where Ben was. He's not there. The door outside is open. And she says, Ben would never hurt anyone. And then they hear Hannah's screams down at the pool.
Honestly, just that sequence where I thought Kate was going to get got. And like she closed the door and it was like right against the like not fully see-through glass because it's like texturized or whatever. Like that's a tense moment. Like this movie has a lot of like really tense, scary moments.
It does, but it tends to repeat the same tense, scary moments.
That is true, but this is one of the first ones of this kind of thing, but they do it a few more times.
Right.
Yeah.
They do. There are probably 7 or 8 times where people are just staring at the monkey for way too long.
This one right here almost exactly, but it's the see-through like sliding glass door.
Right.
And that one ends when the monkey realizes he can jump through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they hear the screams, they run down to the pool. It's Nick and Hannah. And they were clearly about to have sex in the pool, and Ben the monkey interrupted them because he's a true friend.
Yeah. Honestly, can cock block like a champ. Sorry.
Yep.
Cock block like a chimp.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Is Chimp's designated driver? Anyway, they're like, what happened? And they're like, he kind of, went to attack us. What are we going to do? And Lucy starts calming Ben down.
Yeah, I don't think the rage has fully taken Ben. I think it's
No.
on the way. Like he's probably like, if you're thinking about it like an upload,
Yes.
he's like at 92% at the beginning of this scene. And by the end of it, when that rope breaks, he's at 100%. But like at the beginning of this scene, he's like at 92 and she can like talk him back a little bit because it does work for a second.
It does, to the point where it allows her to kind of hug him. And if Nick had just let her fucking handle it, I think she would have just carried him back to the enclosure.
Or let him back maybe.
Or let him back.
Yeah.
And then closed him in there. But Nick's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Who admittedly has grown up with this monkey. And is like, I'm going to creep behind this monkey and then put a rope around its neck. It's like, you're going to get your hand fucking bit off, you dumb bitch. Like, what are you doing?
It's worse than that. But this is the first time I literally wrote in my note because I try and like guess what's going to happen a lot because it just saves me time in writing notes. And most of the time I'm right. I literally wrote, Nick is dumb, so Nick is dead.
Right.
And then he didn't die. So I had to delete that note and say he grabbed rope and like tried to tie up the monkey like an idiot.
Right.
But he does. I mean, because of the hug. And I think that's why the monkey's like, oh shit, Lucy betrayed me.
Yes. Right.
And then that kicks the upload from 92 to 110%.
Right. If you just let Lucy take it back to the enclosure. Anyway, they're like, we got to call Lambert. Something's fucking wrong. And they hear Lambert's phone in the enclosure, but Lambert's not answering. So you got your answer there. Lambert's fucking dead.
Yeah, I loved this moment because it like builds so effectively. Because they're like trying to call Lambert because they're like, well, Lambert must be here somewhere. So they're calling him like you were just saying. And during this, you're seeing the monkey try and try and break the rope more or less. And he's like rubbing it over like a stone or something, like trying to cut it, I think. And then eventually he's like pulling it and pulling it and pulling it. And then like right after, Aaron walks over and is like talking to Ben. And Lucy goes, Aaron, get away from him. And then pop, the rope breaks.
Yes.
And it's just like off to the fucking races from there. It's like such a quick but like really effective tense buildup that is like perfectly played. I thought It scared me. I was really tense, but I was impressed by it. I was like, damn, that's really good filmmaking right there.
Maybe this is just me having watched too many documentaries about wild animals. I wasn't even paying attention to her on the phone in the foreground. I was like,
just watch that monkey. Yeah.
Watch that monkey.
They take their eyes off of him way too much. I thought that too.
Way
Especially
too much.
The second you're in the pool, for the reason you're in the pool, you never take your eyes off that damn chimp, ever.
Well, not only that, I'm like, they take their eyes off him so much for people who have grown up with a fucking monkey.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me that this monkey has been sunshine and rainbows 365 days a year for how many years you've had him, right?
No, that monkey definitely threw shit at them occasionally. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they know what that monkey can do. And even if it's never attacked them, they know how strong it is.
Yeah.
Because they've seen it be strong in other situations, you know?
Right. But now, so he bites Aaron. They drag everyone into the pool, including Aaron, because, quote, monkeys can't swim.
Right.
And he's got the hydrophobia, so he's going to avoid the water anyway.
Well, yeah.
But here, this is a crazy filming note. Aaron is bleeding profusely to the point where she almost dies of blood loss because of her injury.
Yeah, they tourniquet off, and that's what saves her life, but maybe not even her leg. Like, she might still lose that leg.
Yeah, she might still lose that leg, but also the pool is full of blood as they're tourniqueting her. The next time we're in the pool, it's nowhere. There's no blood.
It's not even like a little brown. You know, like after
Nothing.
they've been in the pool for hours, right? They're pruned up for sure.
Hours. And she's still bleeding. Like, the tourniquet's not going to completely
It just
stop
slows
the
it.
bleeding.
Yeah.
It just slows it.
But
Yes.
it is like the bleeding is stopped and the pool's been cleaned in the next shot.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
the water's not even like a little brown or whatever.
No, it's all pool, no blood.
Yeah.
And so at this point, Hannah's like, hey, can chimps get fucking rabies? And Aaron is like, so I'm infected too. And they're like, we got to get her to a hospital. And we now have a 48-hour ticking clock to get Aaron to a hospital.
Yeah, before she's full on rabies.
Right. But they treat, at least for Ben, they treat the rabies like it's the zombie rage virus from 28 Days Later.
I did have a joke where I was like, hey man, at least they stopped the zombie virus from getting out.
Right.
Because it is kind of like that. Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But at this point, they're like, okay, so we're going to go to the other side of the pool because it's like kind of like an infinity pool off this cliff, basically. But of course, Ben is a monkey and climbs around to the other side. And then they're like, oh no. So, and at this point, I'm like, okay, so he's on the other side. Go to the other side and run. Like, you're in the fucking pool. Only one of you is injured. The rest of you have legs. Like, run. Somebody get to a phone. Somebody get out of the house. Somebody do something.
Right? I also thought if they all attacked the monkey, like at the same time,
4-on-1.
don't get me wrong, those aren't overwhelming odds. You know, like the monkey might take that.
Right.
But you got a better shot than 1v1 with the chimp.
And they're constantly 1v1 with this chimp.
Nick tries to 1v1 him while he's in an 8-foot pool like an idiot.
Yeah, because that's what essentially happens is Nick is like, I bet I can push him off the edge. And he does, but the monkey grabs his arm and drags him, essentially throwing Nick over the cliff.
Yeah, because he can climb cliffs easy.
Right,
Like it's
'cause
his
he's
day
a
job, Nick.
monkey.
You moron.
He's a monkey. It's like they keep forgetting he's a monkey.
That's like pushing Alex Honnold off of El Capitan. Yeah, he's going to be back in 40 minutes, and then he's going to be mad. He won't show it because I'm not sure that dude like has regular emotions.
Sure.
But like he's going to be mad at you.
He's secretly deep down inside.
I feel bad. I actually met that guy. He's awesome. Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
But Nick is fucking dead.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a brutal head smash.
They show his head smash a rock as he like,
Oof.
it's terrible. You hear him screaming the whole way down.
Yeah.
And it was long enough for him to be like, fuck, man, why'd I try and push a monkey? Like it was long enough for him to have that thought.
To regret it.
Yeah.
And Ben's still alive, obviously.
Yeah, he's fine.
He climbs back up. Now, at this point, I was like, good? But Kate is like, no! And I'm like, girl, again, y'all are making dumb choices.
Well, I mean, that is her brother.
Yeah, no, for sure. But like, you could have all four gone to push Ben off. Like, or at least all three. No, I guess it is four and Aaron is five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Paige, he's got 4 limbs and he only needs 1 to hold onto the rock. So he could have killed 3 of them.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know either. I do think the better plan is like probably Nick, because I would assume he's the fastest and because he's the tallest and got like the longest legs. But like,
Right.
Nick, go run for help. like run through the house, close every door behind you because it'll slow him down.
Yes.
And then run down the street and call somebody.
Right.
Or grab a phone on your way out and call while you're running, like whatever. Because there are cell phones on the ground by the pool, you know?
It takes them literally an hour into this movie to realize that they can distract the chimp with one person while another person goes and does something.
And they only do it once.
And they only do it fucking once. And it's crazy because you could have absolutely distracted the chimp on one side of the pool and had another person run and get help. Solved.
Yeah.
This movie's over.
Yeah.
Right? No, they don't. Nick's dead. They try to get the floaty for Erin, which makes sense, so that they can put her up on it. Do they ever put her up on it? No.
I think we see her up on it once, but that's it.
Once, and then she's just clinging to the side like it's the Titanic.
Yeah. I honestly thought for a second they were going to try and use it to like get the monkey or the chimp to jump to it.
Right.
So it could get to them and then it would sink. But the monkey's too smart for that.
Yeah, the monkey is smarter than literally every human in this movie.
Yeah.
So at this point, they're going to try and get the floaty, and she gets out of the pool and also sees that there's a phone.
Yeah.
But Ben sees her, and she reaches for the phone, but Ben's not hurting her. Like, they have almost like a detente, but the phone rings, and it's these two idiots from the plane who are like, send us that Addy baddies, we're coming over to fuck your brains out, blah. And they're literally all like, oh my, and they're covered in blood too because of the, whatever. They're like, oh my God, please help us. Please call 911. Please help. Please help. And they're just like, gonna bang you. And you're like, oh my God.
But that's when he grabs I think it's Hannah, right? He grabs her by the hair and lifts her up by her hair.
Yes.
And it like rips a bunch of her scalp out.
Rips a chunk of her scalp out
Ugh.
from the lights above the pool that were not there briefly before and now are suddenly there. Or at least we've never seen them before and now we're seeing them.
And they're not held up by like rope. They're held up
Right.
by steel girders. Like it doesn't make any sense that would support her weight and his weight. Because that's like probably close to 300 pounds.
Yeah, with the two of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But then Ben gets back to his little speak pad and he's like, Nick, dead. Nick, dead. Dead, 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 dead. And I couldn't stop laughing.
And it like zooms in on him and then fades to black. I laughed too.
Well, and he's like angrily like, lizard, 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 dead, 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 dead. It's fucking nuts.
I need someone to like take that shot and just like put a dance beat under it. Like Nick dead, Nick dead,
Nick dead, Nick dead,
just like
Nick
just.
dead. Valentina, your smile is beautiful.
I can't wait.
They eat her up every single time she's on that damn stage. Anyway,
It would be
be
funny.
great. Meanwhile, at Dad's book signing, the vet is calling and he hangs up. And then the vet texts like, hey, is this a joke? Because where'd you find this mongoose? It was in Ben's enclosure. Well, it tested positive for rabies. And he's like, well, there's no rabies in Hawaii. Let's address that because I did Google that. Many of the indigenous species to Hawaii are inhospitable to rabies. Rabies only impacts certain types of animals.
Yeah, they're really badass animals like humans.
Humans, mongooses, monkeys, not space monkeys.
No.
But because Hawaii doesn't have a ton of the animals outside of humans that can contract and spread rabies, it's very uncommon for there to be rabies in Hawaii. Now, this is why the exotic pet trade is fucked up, is because you might accidentally introduce a carrier into the population in Hawaii and it might spread through things like a mongoose.
Did you learn this by typing "is rabies Hawaii" into Google?
Yes.
I knew it.
So mongooses are one of the few animals in Hawaii that can contract and transmit rabies. However, it is not native to Hawaii. They were introduced to Hawaii in 1883 to control rats in the sugarcane fields. They're active during the day, whereas rats are nocturnal, limiting their effectiveness, and they do threaten the native bird populations and sea turtles because they will eat their eggs. So mongooses, not great on Hawaii, and also rabies.
They'll even eat the eggs for the turtles they can't see.
Right. Thankfully, most turtles escape into the sewer, and that's where they learn karate.
I knew it.
Anyway.
Honestly, okay, hang on. So
Yeah, sure.
Shredder should be a mongoose, like
You
canonically.
mean Splinter?
No, Shredder. Because
Oh, yeah,
Splinter
no,
is
I
a
guess
rat.
you're right.
And the
Right.
turtles and just natural. Yeah.
And Shredder should be a mongoose.
Yeah.
And Bebop and Rocksteady should be native birds. No? Maybe turtles?
I think we took it too
Space
far.
monkeys.
I think we took it too far.
Space monkeys. Bebop and Rocksteady. Space monkeys.
They might be, actually.
I mean, one of them looks a lot like a rhino, but whatever. Anyway.
You mean a land possum?
A land possum, yes. Not really transmitting rabies. Horny as hell.
Hell yeah.
Hold on, Natalie, I'm sorry. I got to fart, and maybe the microphone will hear it. Cut this out. Who knows?
I didn't hear it.
Maybe it got heard, maybe it didn't. It was kind of a fun one. It went up at the end like a question. Anyway.
And you want her to cut that out?
Fine, leave it the fuck it. I don't care. I'll leave it up to your judgment, Natalie. Anyway, at this point, the dad is like, oh shit, that monkey definitely has rabies. Like,
oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right? So he starts calling Luce's phone and she's not picking up. And at the book signing, they're like, hey, could you fucking sign books, please? Guy, like, you're here to sign books. And he's like, yeah, okay. But he's clearly unsettled. He's being a good dad here by being like, something's wrong. They're not answering. I should probably go home.
He's literally at work. Like, I did not think he was bad for, like, having to do a book signing. Like,
right.
He has a career where that's like a requirement, man.
Yeah.
And it's like a work thing. But, like, the plan is for him to finish that and then go and do, like, meetings, I think in, like, LA, and then come home.
Right.
But he decides, like, he blows off everything else to come home. Like, I think he was, like, aside from owning a primate, a good father.
Yeah, no, agreed. I, at this point in the movie, realized, now I don't know about your phone, but I refuse to have face recognition on my phone.
Yeah.
Mainly because of horror movies.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? Because there's so many horror movies where people are like, oh my God, I finally got to the phone and I can't unlock it because I don't have that person's face and there's nothing I could do. So I don't do that. I also don't want anyone to be able to force my phone open by like just holding it in front of my face. And this movie, I realized, because now the crux of the movie just becomes, how do we somehow get one person into the house to grab a phone and fail to do it 3 different times?
Yeah.
And all I could think was, if any one of those phones are face locked, they're fucking doomed. They can't get Nick's body.
And we know Ben loves snatching faces.
Loves snatching faces.
It's like his favorite.
Honestly, at the end of the movie, the things that Ben is capable of are so insane. I was shocked they didn't have him put someone's face on and unlock their phone. And now I'm mad they didn't do it because that would have been fucking hilarious.
Holy shit. If the lady who like wrote and did Malignant did this, that would have happened for sure.
Monkey shines, monkey texts.
I love it. Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
To dad, just like... like speak to text from the pad, just like, Lucy bad, dad food, home me orange, you me now. Anyway, so now they all fall asleep in the middle of the pool.
Right? And on a raft, which, okay, I get that would keep them above water, so like necessary, but you would also like drift a little bit.
Yes.
And at any point
you could drift close enough.
Yeah.
He could grab you.
I'd be like, all right, we got to sleep in shifts, guys. Like, someone's got to stay awake.
And here's the crazy thing. So it's not that big of a pool.
No.
Right? It's not. At any point, he could A, jump onto that raft if he gets crazy enough. B, he only has to be close enough to grab someone's hair or a limb.
Right.
And if you're floating in the middle of the pool, unless you're constantly kicking your feet down, which if you fell asleep, you would not be. You'd probably be floating. He could just snatch a leg.
Yeah.
Who fallen asleep?
I don't think I could fall asleep under those circumstances, honestly.
No, of course not. But when they wake up, he's gone. And they're like, how long has he been gone? We're like, we don't know. He could be dead by now. Really? You think you're going to get that lucky?
No.
We're only 40 minutes into the film.
Right.
But at this point, they're like, Nick's phone was charging in the living room. We're going to go get it. And at this point, I was also like, or get your own phone, Lucy. It's also in the house. Your dad is calling it. It's on the kitchen table. It's just as advantageous.
It's maybe 13 more steps.
Right.
You know?
Whereas getting Nick's phone, I don't know if Nick's phone is locked. I don't know if we can unlock Nick's phone, but if you get Nick's phone instead of your phone, you've potentially risked your own life for nothing because you could get that phone back and not be able to use it.
Nick's face isn't even available. So unless his sister knows his password, you can't use it.
You can't use it, right? But she gets out of the pool and Kate does too, because Kate's like, I'm with you. He killed my brother. Prepare to die.
Yeah.
So they start walking up from the pool to the lanai, which then leads into the house. But it's all tree cover. And they're like looking in the trees and I'm like, he's a monkey. He could be fucking anywhere. What are you doing?
Yeah.
like they're looking at like, do you think he's in the trees? Yeah, that's where he belongs. Like, of course he's in the fucking trees. Nothing is safe. This is why you don't own a monkey.
I know.
Anyway, they go inside. They close the sliding door, and I'm like, why did you close the door? Now you're locked in here with the fucking monkey.
Yeah.
Like, clearly.
I mean, if they knew where he was and it was putting a barrier between the monkey and them, close the door. But they don't know where he is.
No. And they're like, we know Nick's phone is in here. I was like, other than you saying that moments ago, we never established the phone was in here, but fine. Fine, I'll let it go. They find the phone, but as they reach down to charge it, they hit the TV remote, and then it turns on the TV. Now, they have the phone in hand. They are steps away from that sliding glass door.
Yep.
They hear Ben upstairs, and instead of just running out and closing the glass door behind them and running back down to the pool because they got a head fucking start.
They would have been able to make it. They have enough time.
They would have been able to make it.
Yeah.
They stand there and listen for where Ben is above them until he's like on them.
Yeah.
And then they hide in a closet/pantry. And I'm like, y'all could have been out with a working phone.
Yeah, you guys could have been back in base and been fine with a phone.
Right. You could have already been calling 911. You could have run out the front door and called 911.
The front door was as close as the pool was.
Yeah. Like, what? And they stare for so long.
Yeah.
So long. It's infuriating. But they hide in this little like pantry closet. And the TV is now Dora the Explorer. And I do love that Ben comes down and he's just kind of like watching TV for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then just gets angry when it says swiper, no swiping, and just punches the TV.
He doesn't like Swiper. I get it.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Nobody likes Swiper.
And then
Wait, what is Swiper?
Swiper's a fox that steals things.
I thought it was a raccoon. So like, yeah, okay. As long as it's not a raccoon.
Oh, wait, is it? Hold on. Let me make sure. I thought it was a fox.
I don't know. I don't have kids.
Dora the Explorer. Yes, he's a fox.
Okay. Yeah.
With
I just know he's got the bandit.
a bandit mask.
Yeah, he's got
Yes.
the bandit mask. So I'm like raccoon blind.
Right.
Anything with a bandit mask, I'm like, oh damn, is it a cute raccoon?
And anything with a bandit mask is definitely raccoon mogging and clearly trying to look like a raccoon.
Yeah.
Anyway, this chimpanzee smash mogs that pantry door and tries to get to them. And miraculously doesn't. He gets basically distracted and kind of runs away.
Yeah, he gives up. But he's like, he could have killed them in this moment because
Absolutely.
the pantry door would not have stopped him.
But this is where it starts to get crazy because, yes, the pantry door wouldn't have stopped them. And also, B, he would have absolutely been able to smell them.
Yeah.
Because they just came out of a chlorinated pool. Like, I, as a human with less developed smell sense, could be like, that person just went swimming. Like, easily.
I have a terrible sense of smell, and I maybe couldn't have, but he definitely could have. They have a heightened sense of smell, right?
Right. But this is where it starts to get nuts because he like runs away and they're like, okay, good. And instead of just immediately making a beeline for the door, they like slowly walk through the room. And this is where we hear the talk pad of like, Lucy bad, because he's just up in the rafters waiting for them to come out. Like now, it's like rabies gave him complex revenge plotting.
I know.
It's nuts.
It was really funny. Like he was hiding above them. And just to like really scare her, I guess, he does the Lucy bad, and then jumps on her.
Amy Gorilla, Amy Love. Anyway, they run through the sliding glass door, they close it, and they're like holding it shut because they can't lock it from the outside.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it's a door to the outside.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I mean, obviously the monkey knows how to open it because it lives there.
Right.
And it's also like really easy. It's like a big like bar kind of, so it's easy for the monkey to grab.
Probably by design.
We've been saying monkey a lot. It's a chimp, but
it's a chimp. Yeah. Big chimpin', open doors, you know they.
I'ma bash your head into all them floors.
And anyway, so he backs up and they're like, what's he doing? And I was like, bitch, he's gonna jump through the glass.
I
like,
know.
what do you think
He was hearing John McClane in his head for a second. He was like, glass?
Glass.
Who gives a shit about glass? And then he like runs and jumps through it.
Yes, yeah. Ha ha ha, I have a banana, ho ho ho. Yes. Yippee-ki-yay, monkey fucker. Like, of course.
Yeah.
Right? But at this point, instead of just immediately running down, they're like starting to run down the stairs. Kate is struggling. She trips and falls. The monkey is on her and blunt force traumas her to death immediately.
While on the stairs? Yeah, like hits her with a rock to the face. But like waits until Lucy like comes back, because Lucy is like ahead of her and they're running to the steps and like, assumes Kate's right behind her, but like in the throes of things, doesn't realize that Kate fell. When she realizes that Kate falls, she goes back for her because she's a good friend.
Right.
But like the monkey is just like it just like crushes her head with a rock.
Right.
Like right as Lucy walks up. It is like the worst thing to walk into.
It's real rough. And then Hannah's right behind with the rope and manages to get the rope around Ben's neck and is going to try and pull him into the pool. And I was like, finally, Hannah actually thinking on her feet.
Yeah.
She seems to be one of the, despite being kind of a shitty friend, she seems to be the only one that's like, we got to fucking kill this thing and I'll do anything to kill this thing. And you're like, all right, shit, let's go.
Yeah.
So she tries to pull him into the pool, but he pulls the rope back and now they're back in the pool with no phone. And all of the last 30 minutes of movie has been for nothing.
Right. And now Kate's dead.
And now Kate's dead.
The only thing that happened was Kate died.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
But we then cut to the dad, who's like in the middle of a meeting and he's like, my kids aren't answering their phone. There's a chimp with rabies in the house. I gotta fucking go. I gotta leave. I gotta go home right now. Smart dad. Good job.
Yeah. Good dad.
Right? Good dad. We know that he's heading home and we see a car pull up and immediately we think it's him, but it's not. It's the fucking boys from the plane.
I didn't for a second think it was him because we knew the fuck boys knew where the address.
Right.
So we knew they had to come over at some point.
I didn't think they were going to come.
I thought they were going to die immediately. I kind of wanted it to be like they walk in, they're like, woo, party, and then like immediately they get destroyed.
Dead.
Yeah.
No, it's way dumber than that because they show up, they walk into a dark house where no one seems to be home, and then they wander around it for 20 minutes.
Yeah, you obviously don't like go into a house anyway. You don't even know who lives there.
Right.
That might not have been the right address. Like, I'm not going to... This is America. Like, stand your ground's the thing. Like, I'm not going to go into someone's house I've never been to ever. But they, like, bust in the front door and just, like, walk around this house that looks like someone broke in and murdered people because a monkey broke in and murdered people.
Right.
And so, like, the second not even a dead body, the second I saw the broken glass door and, the broken
TV,
I'd have been like, well,
I'd have been out.
I'm not going to jail for anybody, so I'm leaving. Because, like, I'm not leaving DNA here at the very least. Because something bad happened. The best case scenario is someone stole something.
Right.
And now your evidence is at the scene, you know?
I should stand outside by the car and call the cops,
yes,
right?
100%.
But, like, oh my God, this drove me fucking nuts. Drew is the white one. He walks in and he sees the TV and he's like, wow, these chicks party crazy. And then he picks up Lucy's phone. He's like, 11 missed calls. Man, awesome. And I'm like, what? What is wrong with you? And then he finds the picture of the chimp. And it's just a picture of her and Ben. You don't know where that picture got taken. Could have been at Joe Exotic's house or whatever. But he immediately is like, who has a chimp for a pet? Weird. And then just like tosses it. And then he goes to her bedroom, turns on, she has like a multicolored light. And he's like, ooh, red, nice. And like lays down on the bed. And at this point, I was like, I feel like there's something wrong with Drew. Like,
yeah,
this is troubling.
I feel like what they're trying to do is paint. Well, let me just tell you why I think what they're trying to do is make us think, which species is the animal, Paige?
It's definitely Drew.
Yeah, these guys are here clearly just to mate. And when they go get I think they're both drinking beer because they go to the fridge, grab beer.
Only Drew. Drew grabs a beer.
But as he climbs the steps to go upstairs because the other guy goes downstairs.
Right.
As he's climbing up the stairs, he climbs them like a chimp because he uses one of his free hand that's not holding the beer to climb the steps in front of him.
Ah.
He puts his hand on the step to walk up it.
I didn't notice that.
And I was like, are they coding this guy like a monkey? Like it just seemed like a weird choice, but
basically, because we see the other guy, Brad, kind of like goes downstairs and then he comes back up. He's like, there's nobody down here. I don't think anybody's home. And then Brad goes out onto the lanai, to be continued.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, up in the bedroom, the chimp shows up. This guy about to get chimped to death. And so he's like at first talking to it calmly, and it seems like Ben is kind of calm.
I mean, Paige, we know he's not.
We know he's not,
Yeah.
but he doesn't know that. But he makes the worst mistake he could have done, and that is to pound on his chest and bare his teeth.
Yeah.
Which, like, you know not to fucking do that, or you should know. Maybe you need to watch more chimp documentaries or go to more zoos. That's aggression behavior.
Yeah.
Like, now you're challenging the fucking chimp, dummy. Like, what?
Yeah, that silverback's gonna come get you.
Yes, absolutely. And so he rips that guy's jaw off, which is pretty fun. But I loved that he then rips it off and then puts it on his own face and pretends to talk with it. And he's like, rah, rah, rah. And I was like, yeah, you get him, Ben.
Yeah. And then he like pushes it back on his face, like, hey, remember when you had a jaw?
Yeah.
That was wild, right? When I ripped your jaw out. And he's not
funny.
quite dead yet. Like, he is dying, obviously.
Yeah. But he was yelling about, like, I'm going to call the Department of fucking Animals. And you're like, oh my God, kill this guy already, Ben. Like, do it for us.
I was like, is there a department specifically for fucking animals? Like, I don't think that that's a thing, right? I don't think this guy took a civics class.
I don't think so. But then other dude, not Drew, Brad, walks out on the lanai. And he's like, s'mores later? Maybe. And I'm like, buddy, like, what is, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But the girls see him and start screaming. And he's like, oh, the girls are down here, bro. And they wake up and they're like, no, be quiet. Like, there's a chimp. He's going to kill you. And he's like, what? You guys have a chimp? That's crazy. Oh my God, there's a chimp over there.
Well, the chimp throws, Benji throws the jaw over there. And it like lands in front of him. And he sees the jaw, but not the chimp. And he goes to pick up the jaw. And he's like, what is this? And then he looks over and there's Ben.
Right.
And that's like, the guy who's acting does a great job. Because he screams. He's like, oh my God. Like he is out of it. And he knows. I think he knows he's dead because he just picked up his buddy's jaw. I would assume that I'd be dead in that situation too.
Right. Well, and he does pick up a shovel and start to try and kill Ben with the shovel.
Which is the right call. Yeah.
While that's happening, Hannah, the only one with any sort of sense, is like, he's distracted. I'm going to make a run for it.
Yes.
She runs. She grabs car keys off one of the tables. She gets out the front door into the wrong car.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know whose car is whose. She doesn't live there. Right? But here's the thing. At this point, I was like, before what happens in the movie happens, because she then realizes it's the other car and she's like, can I get to the other car before Ben gets me? No, because Ben's out there.
Yeah, Ben's already out there.
Because Ben murdered Brad with a shovel.
Yeah.
Like using tools.
They can use tools, right? Like simple tools, right?
Yeah.
You know, like shovel, pickaxe, abacus. Like they got to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drill, CNC machine. Yeah.
Circular saw, the basics.
So at this point, I would have just stayed in the car to call 911, which is eventually what she does after trying to get out of the car first, which was dumb.
Yeah.
But she doesn't remember the address. But at this point, I'm like, but you're in the car. Just stay on with 911, except that, oh no, Ben has the other key to her car.
Well, no, it's not her car. It's the guy's car.
The guy's car.
And he got him from the dude whose jaw he ripped out.
Yes.
Because he was jingling the keys like he thought the chimp was a baby.
Yes, and snatched him.
Yeah.
Yes. But that means that Ben realizes which keys go with which car.
Yeah.
Which I think is really funny. And so he's like unlocking and she's relocking, and then he unlocks the trunk. He climbs in through the trunk and murders her, beats her to death while 911 listens.
Yes.
Which means that they're at least on the way at this point. They're going to track where that phone is. They are coming.
Yeah. I mean, even if that phone got crushed and like shut the connection off, like they have enough to know in the area.
Right.
And honestly, she said a chimp. And hopefully they know the only guy in town with a chimp, right?
Right. But he murders her and then he gets out of the car and locks the car behind him with the key fob, where he like shuts the trunk and he's like, beep, beep, and then walks back in the house.
Honestly, like in a different setting, that could have been like Benji, the monkey agent. And he's just like walking back in his like big mansion house, having just closed the deal for Tom Cruise or something. I don't know.
Or he's just like John Wick, but a monkey, and it's just Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp. I've sent you Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp videos before, right?
No, but I demand them. But this is how you know that like monkeys are not to be trusted or chimps are not to be trusted.
Right.
Because if they were, the military would use them.
Right.
There'd be like a monkey brigade.
Exactly. Instead of trying to use cats, and that didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp is from the, I believe, 60s. And it is a TV show where they, I think, just gave chimps snacks or jelly beans so it looks like their mouths are moving. And then they just
Mr. Edit
voice
it?
over. Yes.
Love
They
it.
just voice over, and it's a chimp who's a secret agent. And yes, my dad used to watch it as a kid. That's how I know about it.
That sounds amazing.
I'll find some clips for you.
Yeah.
I'll send them to you.
I hate that I want to see that so bad. I hate that I want to see that.
I mean,
I want to see that though.
Anyway, back in the pool, Aaron is dying of blood loss. And at this point, Luce is like, I only have one shot, one opportunity. Mom, spaghetti, or else she dies and I die. Everybody dies. I got to do one more final girl run.
Yeah.
But she walks up the stairs and then stops to grieve for Kate.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, it is final girl time. Grieve for Kate after you murder this monkey. But until then, run!
I know.
Run!
I was so mad when she did yet another stupid thing.
Oh my God. And then she steps on a glass shard, understandably because of the window and whatever, and pulls it out. And of course, he's there, right? Immediately.
Yeah, because she screamed when she stepped on the glass, and it would have hurt. Like, I get it, but like,
oh yeah,
keep your mouth shut, please.
But he's there. But also, Dad is home. But Dad doesn't hear anything.
Yeah, he's deaf.
But Dad, unlike the two idiots that came to the house before, Dad walks through the house and he's like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
Like, this picture's broken, the TV's broken. He goes immediately to Lucy's bedroom to check on her, because that's where he would assume she would be, finds Drew's body, and comes down. Now, while that's happening, Lucy and Ben are in a fist fight to the death.
Yeah, in like the other room downstairs. Like, he was very close to them. He just couldn't hear him, you know?
You couldn't hear him. And again, a fist fight to the death that she would lose.
Yes. 100%. I mean, the only reason I think the core family survives is because there is something in Benji that still loves them.
Right.
I mean, I think it just held back a little bit more than it did with the strangers it didn't really know all that well.
Right. And she gets him to calm, but then pushes her finger into the wound so he can kind of leave. They end up fighting it out onto the lanai, where Aaron is somehow alive and standing, and they're kind of double teaming. That's terrible.
Don't say that, Paige. Come on now.
They're both fighting the chimp at the same time.
Oh, you're just the step chimp.
You're
the one that said double teaming.
Oh no, I'm stuck in the pool floaty, step chimp.
I hate it. We gotta stop. I can't.
I'm sorry.
Do not make me call the Department of fucking Animals, Paige.
They don't have the same parents. It should be legal. It's not.
No, it should not. No.
It should not.
No.
Anyway, it's not until they're literally fighting on the lanai that the dad is like, oh my God, they're fighting on the lanai.
Well, because he can't hear, so he
can't hear anything.
He only has sight, so it does take him longer. But I think it was smart for him to go to his daughter's room first. And of course, it's just a big house. So like, he didn't see the fight that was happening in the other room across the house when he got home, you know?
Right.
It's just, it sucks that it's not his fault, but he does get his ass in gear when he sees it.
He does. Now, Dad comes out, he whistles, and Ben stops for a moment for the whistle, allowing him to kind of like get him with a bottle, and now it's 3-on-1. But at this point in my notes, I'm just like, buddy, you're going to have to answer for so many dead people at this house.
Yeah.
Ben bites the dad. No one has trank darts, which is crazy to me. They go after Ben with the shovel breaks. He backhands Lucy.
I laughed so hard at that. I was like, oh man, that's so funny.
Like an episode of Real Housewives.
Yes.
It was so crazy.
Oh, and he just got like wine smashed over his face or whatever.
Right.
Because she throws a bottle at him.
He might as well have thrown a Chardonnay. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's like pulling hair and slamming the dad's head. And at this point, I'm like, there's only 8 minutes left in this movie. And the dad smashes the bottle and stabs him. And he starts to bleed out and at least pauses for a moment. And at this point, I'm like, Ben's blood is everywhere. Everyone needs rabies shots now. He's also probably drooled on everybody. But then Ben gets back up like he's fucking Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, I mean, he's like covered in like Chardonnay, glass bottle shards, blood. It's like you're watching Taylor Frankie Paul's season of The Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette?
Yeah.
But she pushes her dad and her sister aside, Lucy does, and then like tackles Ben through the glass of the lanai.
Well, no, Ben is running at them. She pushes them out of the way, Which, like, her dad weighs way more than her. I get that she could push her
Right.
sister away, but I didn't buy for a second that the dad would tuck and roll. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't.
No.
She can't push him as hard as it would take. But anyway, they both roll out of the way, and she like takes the brunt of the chimp. But because of the force of it, they both go through the glass.
The glass.
That like overlooks the patio below or whatever, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's what saves her because like her dad and sister grab her arm, and so she does not fall, but the monkey falls right on something that goes through its chest. It's like
it's the chair. He threw a
yes.
chair at Hannah earlier and it broke, and he then gets impaled on two of the chair pieces.
yeah, that's what it is.
And then we cut to 911 has showed up. The ambulance is here. The police are here, not asking nearly enough questions, but they do press the like, Lucy, bad. And they're like, oh, ha, ha, ha. And I was like, no, dad at minimum is going to prison.
And that's the movie.
movie.
Paige, before I ask you the question I always ask you, can I pitch you a much better ending in my opinion?
Yes.
Everything else is the same. We get the Lucy bad moment from the cops and you're like, a cab.
Right.
And then one of them comes out and says, I thought you said there was a chimp attack. And they're like, yeah.
They can't find the chimp.
And they're like, well, where's the chimp?
Yes.
Credits.
Credits.
And then we get, 7 more of these.
Right.
But Paige, having seen the movie and we talked about the movie, what did you think about Primate?
Ooh, I think it's just monkeying around.
I do think it is kind of just monkeying around, but I do think it's effectively scary. And there are like the moments when the rope breaks and everything like goes nuts. That is like a really effective tension building, like, oh shit, it's on moment. And so like, I didn't like the movie. I'm hoping to never watch it again. But if you like just fun horror movies that are essentially a slasher kind of.
Yeah, the monkey is Jason Voorhees.
It is. Yeah, it is. I mean, and if you just want to be like, who is going to die next and ha ha when they do.
Right.
Like, this movie is for you. It just scared the shit out of me. Like, it was pretty scary. I think it's worth watching, I guess is my point.
I feel like this is a crazy, hear me out. Set it in Oklahoma instead.
Oh, you mean where it actually happens on any given Sunday? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that true crime doc.
Yeah, set it in Oklahoma at a Joe Exotic type place where it could spread amongst other animals. There's a greater risk of rabies in the area. Like the fact that you set it in Hawaii makes just plot problems you didn't need, and then doesn't explain why they would not have tranks, not have whatever. It's like there's some problems in the reality of the world that are easily solvable and actually cheaper to film. So like,
True.
If they do a sequel to this, who knows? I would say set it in like Oklahoma.
Paige, let's just go into the studio's offices and be like, guys, I have a $1 billion
Primates,
idea. Yep.
$sign.
And write primates on it, and then just S and then $sign. 100%.
$sign.
It would work.
Yep.
And what we say is, okay, this one had one monkey that was sick. What if there's an outbreak in Oklahoma and then it's like a zombie apocalypse, but all chimps all the time?
There's always stories about like rhesus monkeys that they're using for testing escaping.
Yeah.
In like Indiana and shit, where they have to like round them back up before they bite anybody. So like,
Yeah.
come on, it's right there. It's in the news.
But honestly, when they're out and about running around, that's when it's the easiest to get their Reese's Pieces.
Yes.
But Paige,
Yep.
do you have any fun facts for us?
Yes.
Well, hit us with your fun facts. Primate fun facts.
Hawaii is the only U.S. state that maintains rabies-free status. The Hawaii State Department of Health confirms this designation, which the state has protected through strict animal quarantine laws since 1912.
Damn.
All dogs and cats entering Hawaii must comply with rabies quarantine requirements. And that's how they've managed to keep their quarantine status.
I mean, good for them.
Good for them. They don't have a lot of indigenous animals that can carry it. So like that's an easy, not easy, they do a lot of work to do it, but like that is possible for them. Whereas most of the states in the contiguous United States, there's animals that naturally occur here that carry rabies.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I'm still bringing Ricky, Tiki, and Tabby on my trip to Hawaii, and their mouths have been looking real sweaty.
Oh, nice. I'm going to bring me some space monkeys.
Forever safe.
They look dead, but they're not. Anyway, Hawaii Administrative Rules, Title 4, Department of Agriculture, Subtitle 6, Division of Animal Industry, Chapter 71, prohibits the importation and possession of all non-human primates, which must be some sort of legal jargon they're required to use because that showed up in the other states ones too.
Which makes me very uncomfortable as to
It
why
makes
that
me very
needs to-
uncomfortable.
Non-human? Yeah, I did not like that.
Non-human primates, yeah. State regulations classify chimpanzees, or pantroglodytes, as restricted animals because of their status as both an endangered species and a potential threat to public safety and native ecosystems. Authorities sometimes grant permits for primate possession exclusively to municipal zoos, government agencies, universities or research facilities, and other facilities that meet specific federal and state criteria, but not individuals. So their mom stole that monkey.
Yeah.
Now, Ben is largely portrayed through practical effects as opposed to CGI, and I do think Ben looks great throughout this entire movie.
Me too. Yeah.
Now, a movement specialist named Miguel Torres Umba, who is a Colombian theater actor with no prior film experience, this is their first film, performs the role wearing a prosthetic suit created by Millennium FX. Yes. Yeah, it's incredible.
I honestly thought it was all CG. Like that actor did amazing.
That's probably why they were able to keep some costs down, is because they're not having to CG this. Now, they employed multiple animatronic heads and puppetry for facial expressions, various arm extensions to simulate chimpanzee proportions, and specialized feet operated by hand puppeteers, and different contact lenses to depict stages of the rabies infection. They used essentially the same techniques that they used in the film Cujo, which we have not done, but would absolutely apply for this month for listener request, which is up next. So consider Cujo.
Isn't Cujo a dog?
Yes.
This is Apex Predator month, Paige. Not man's best friend month.
It's a very deadly dog.
Fair enough. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but yeah.
But they describe the character as requiring almost Freddy Krueger personality traits, which I think is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But that is how they brought Ben to life, which is pretty interesting. Director Johannes Roberts concealed the prosthetic corpse of a deceased character, this is Drew, who died in the bedroom, from Troy Kotsur, who plays the father, until filming started. So they restricted access to the prop so that when he basically comes upon it and discovers it, that is a real performance, essentially.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of think everyone does fine, but the dad does great. So
yeah.
Yeah.
That same actor, Troy Kotsur, had fake blood on his hands throughout the production of the film. Basically, all of his scenes past a specific point, he's got blood. But he entered a restaurant believing he had removed all of the fake blood, and he had not.
Oh,
and
no.
so a waiter screamed upon noticing blood on his hands and demanded an explanation. He identified that he was working on a movie. The waiter did not immediately believe, but eventually did. And he says that this is his favorite moment from the entire production experience, which is pretty fun.
I mean, as long as everyone was cool afterwards, yeah, it would be fun. Yeah, or funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this narrative is kind of a single location. It's supposed to be a cliffside mansion in Hawaii, but they actually filmed this in England and Portugal. The production team constructed the primary interior and exterior sets of the three-tiered house with its integrated swimming pool on sound stages at Sky Elstree Studios in London. And then they built the Hawaiian environment from scratch around it. For establishing shots, they actually filmed on location at Madeira Island in Portugal using coastal areas that looked enough like Hawaii for them. So
interesting.
that's
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
I mean, I thought it was all on a soundstage too, honestly.
Yeah, of course. Troy Kotsur, who plays the father, is a deaf actor who communicates through a translator and does sign as well. But he differentiates his approach between horror and dramatic roles, saying that when you're acting in a drama, you really have to prepare to have that feeling of what's going on. And with horror, it's almost better when you don't know what's going on until you actually see it to have an authentic reaction, which is why they surprised him with that body.
I mean, it worked. Yeah, because he does great.
Yes. His wife, Deanne Bray, served as the American Sign Language consultant for the production. So
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And those are your fun facts.
Well, thank you for those fun facts, Paige. Let's talk a little bit about box office. So what do you think the production budget was for Primate? And it came out this year. So let's just say this year.
I'm going to say that this probably cost at least $40 million, given the amount of practical effects they're employing here.
Yeah, so I was a little impressed with this number too, but again, single location. It was $24 million.
Oh, good for them.
I still think that's pretty good.
That's all on the screen.
I think so too.
Every bit of that's on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the movie did premiere the weekend of January 9th. again this year. It was number 2 the weekend it came out.
Wait, wasn't it 2025? So that's last year?
Literally in January. Yeah, it premiered in theaters. It may have had like a few festivals before that, but it was released in theaters January 9th, 2026. Yeah.
All right.
At least here domestically. I think it released in Poland and a few other international places January 6th.
Got it.
It was second that weekend. It was beat by, again, Avatar, Fire, and Ash was number 1 that weekend. Number 2, obviously, was Primate. Number 3 was Paige.
Yes.
The Housemaid, which we just did, literally. It came out today on Romancing the Pod. Number 4 was another movie we're going to have to call the fucking animal department for, Zootopia 2. And then Greenland 2, Migration was number 5. What do you think Primate made in its opening weekend? That weekend being January 9th this year.
I mean, I will tell you that I saw the trailer for Greenland 2, and I was like, there was a Greenland 1, so I had missed a lot going into this week. I'm going to say that opening week, this makes $19 million.
It didn't quite make that much. The Avatar, Fire, and Ash at number 1 made $21.5 million.
Sure.
This made $11.1 million, which isn't terrible, but not quite probably what they were hoping for.
Sure.
But it was in theaters for 5 weeks total. In its second week, though, it drops to 6th.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty big drop from 2nd to 6th. But, other movies like 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple came out and premiered that week. So
Bone Temple.
It kind of pushed it down. Anyway, it was in theaters for 5 weeks. It was never again even on the charts except for in the 4th week. It fell off the charts in the 3rd week and then came back in its 4th week, and it was 14th. And then it was gone a week and a half later. But what do you think it made domestically at the box office?
$24 million.
That's so close. It was $25.6 million. And then it also brought in $15.6 internationally. So it technically did make money. It's at $41.2 million, but the budget being $24 million, that's roughly 1.7 times the production budget. So it's definitely not hitting that 2 times that we kind of like to factor in for marketing.
Right.
So if they didn't spend a full $24 million marketing the movie, it could have been profitable. I bet it makes money in streaming. It's pretty close already, and I'm sure it'll make money in streaming. And I definitely think the person who made this movie and everyone in this movie did a great job, and I'd love to see them in things going forward. But anyway, that's your box office. Paige, you want to hit us with that scariest scale?
Yes, our scary scale is a scale of 1 to 10 of how scary we found the film while watching it today, with 1 being Ghostbusters and 10 being Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Todd.
I already know I'm going to get shit for this, but I'm going to give this a 6. Wow. This scared me. Yeah, I mean, there are scenes where, just the tension alone is scary.
All right.
I know I'm going to take shit for it, but it is what it is, guys.
I had this at, somewhere between a 1 and a 2 for me. I'll give it a 2. To be kind, the body horror is great in it.
Yeah,
so
I was squirming when he was ripping jaws. Ugh.
Oof. Yeah. But I'll give this a 2, and that's your scary scale. Do you have any reviews for us, Todd?
I do. This week, I'm going to read one of our Spotify comments from our most recent Predators episode.
Predators.
And this is from Aubrey, and they say, I love this addition to the Predator franchise. Maybe not as much as 1, like the first movie.
Sure.
But this is a return to more cool Predators for me.
Yeah.
Each Predator movie has a different aspect, focus, but the action of this one speaks to my heart. And I was like, oh, I kind of understand this comment.
I
liked it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're watching them in the order of their release, I definitely think this is a better movie than Predator 2.
Predators 2. Yeah.
But you gotta love Predator 2 just because it's a crazy movie. But I definitely think Predators is a better movie.
I'm gonna say something crazy.
Say it.
And it's that I think only odd-numbered Predator movies are good, just like Star Trek.
I love it.
Odd-numbered Predator movies are good. Predator 1 is great. Predator 2, questionable. Predator 3, Predator is the one that we liked. Predator 4 is the one that everyone doesn't like, The Predator. That's the next one.
And then Prey was after that, right?
And then Prey is after that, yes.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a movie after that, though, right? Is it Badlands?
Badlands is the most recent one, and people are mixed. I have not seen it yet, so I will reserve judgment.
I haven't seen it either, so yeah, okay, cool. Well, Audrey, thank you so much for that Spotify comment. And if you want to have me read your Spotify comment or 5-star Apple review, leave us one of those things and I'll do just that. So guys, if you like this show but want to hear Paige and I talk about romantic comedies or just regular romantic movies, check out our other podcast. Some might call it a sister podcast called Romancing the Pod, where we do just that weekly. It's a lot like this show, but for romance and romantic comedies, because Paige doesn't like them. So we make her watch them, just like you guys make me watch horror over here. But if you want to follow me, I am at Todd J. Awesome on all the social media. Paige is at Rampage Wesley on Instagram?
Yes, and TikTok.
And just Paige Wesley on Twitter, because you got that before some CEO lady and she wanted it, but you wouldn't give it back, and I respect you for that.
Refuse.
Also, Paige
Suck it, other Paige Wesley.
Paige is also on another podcast. It's great. You should check it out. It's called Cult Podcast with Armando Torres, who is a wonderful person. And guys, we got a P.O. box. So if you want to send us some love letters or whatever you might send to a P.O. box, it's actually not a P.O. box. It's like a regular street address. It's pretty awesome. It's 6688 Nolensville Road, number 108-34, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027. So send us some stuff. And if you want to support this show, go to Patreon at patreon.com/horrorvirgin, where there are a lot of great levels and a lot of great things. We do the Patreon shout outs at the beginning of every episode. We do listener requests, stuff like that, bonus episodes. So you'll be getting all of that content, plus episodes a day early with no ads, and who doesn't love that? So sign up for the Patreon and get a lot of great stuff.
And that's going to be it for us, you guys. I'm Paige.
And I'm Todd.
And keep it ookie spooky.
Yeah, have a monkey week. Bye.
Big chimpin'.
Saving G's with my Kroger Plus card on my ring of keys. I don't know what I'm singing. I'm so sorry. Guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Hey, this is Lauren Ash. I'm primarily known as an actor. You may have seen me playing Dina on Superstore or Lexi on Not Dead Yet. But did you also know that I have a true crime podcast? That's right. I host True Crime and Cocktails with my cousin, Christy Oxborough. She is my best friend in the world, my cousin by blood, sister by life, and she is a fantastic true crime researcher. We've been doing the show for 5 years, and we cover a different case on every episode. We're also kind of known for our signature banter that we do in every episode. A lot of people talk about how it's like listening in on two best friends just having a chat, which is kind of what it is. We like to cover a variety of crimes. Like I always say, true crime doesn't always mean murder. We do heists, we do scandals, we do all kinds of things. So come check us out. New episodes of our award-winning podcast, True Crime and Cocktails, are available every Tuesday, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I am Mandy Moore.
Sterling K. Brown.
And I'm Chris Sullivan. And we host the podcast That Was Us, now on HeadGum.
Each episode, we're going to go into a deep dive from our show, This Is Us.
That's right.
We're going to go episode by episode. We're also going to pepper in episodes with different guest stars and writers and casting directors.
Yeah.
Are we going to cry? Yes.
A little bit.
Are we going to
Often.
laugh?
A lot.
A whole lot.
That's what I'm hoping, man. Listen to That Was Us on your favorite podcast app or watch full video episodes on YouTube or Spotify. New episodes every Tuesday.